Now, one of the many benefits of this show is that there's no filter. And I've never had a conversation with an advertiser. I've never done an ad read. I'm not beholden to anybody. So you really get to hear exactly what I'm thinking, right? And sometimes it gets a little wild. Sometimes it gets a little edgy. But when you have no masters, you have no bosses, you get to let it all hang out, right? But in this moment, you know things are disastrously bad when run-of-the-mill, vanilla-ass CNBC hosts are starting to sound like me. The market is tanking so aggressively. The economy is imploding. Everything's falling apart. And so now these guys are going, hey man, what's really going on here? Let's have an actual conversation about what's going on here. And so now they're a little more unfiltered than they would have been otherwise when times are good, right? And they're telling the truth. They're telling the truth sometimes. The reality is coming out. The mask is slipping. They're saying the quiet part out loud. And so here we have Andrew Sorkin on CNBC, just a very run-of-the-mill mainstream type of CNBC host. And listen to what he says here about the Trump administration. This is incredible.
Given what the government's been doing and this administration's been doing, it would not shock me, and I hate to speculate, if we were to find out that a whole bunch of people who work in Washington as our elected leaders, one way or the other, ultimately sold stocks last week, or potentially worse than that, shorted the market.
Do you understand how big of a deal it is that he just said that on national TV, on a mainstream network, a network that, like, my mom watches, the independent, apolitical swing voter, my mom? And this dude's out there like, hey, man, it's starting to look like maybe they were doing insider trading and selling before they knew the market was going to go down. And maybe it goes even further and they're shorting the fucking market to get rich off of everybody's misery. That's definitely one of the things that's going on. That is definitely one. In fact, was it Bill Ackman, I think, a Trump guy, he accused Howard Lutnick of, I think this guy's making money as the market goes down. That's what he said. Now, he came out and apologized after that. Oh, I went too far, I overreached or whatever. But this is now what people are thinking because it's hard to logically explain how we are where we are now, right? And that's the other thing. This is the part. I haven't heard anybody say this yet on TV, but I think it's true. To the extent there's going to be any negotiations and any exemptions to the tariffs, Trump acts like a literal mafia boss, right? And I have no doubt it is within the realm of possibility for him to say, you want a deal? You want me to lower the tariffs? Fine, I'll lower the tariffs. I'll take them from 10% to 3%. But one of those percentage points are mine. He could ask for a flat rate. He could ask for a percentage. But like the corruption is so out in the open, is so brazen, he feels like he can get away with anything. He did. He got away with a crypto scam on his own supporters 2 days before his inauguration. Right? He's been having fundraisers at Mar-a-Lago $1 million per person, even though he can't legally run again. The corruption is so clear and so obvious. The watches he sold, which weren't even created, where it's $100,000 a pop, which allows foreign governments and foreign billionaires to pay him and get favors, right? Like, all this stuff is going on. Why wouldn't he do something like that? And now they're even talking about it on CNBC. Why? Because they're looking around going, hold on, you just sparked a global trade war based on fucking nothing. Prices are going to skyrocket. People are going to get laid off. 401ks are being wiped out. The dollar is now being devalued when it should get stronger in an economic downturn. Everything's falling apart. What fucking explains this? Either you have the most rigid ideology and you're the most irrational person in the world who can't adjust to new information and new evidence, or you're a total fucking idiot, or there's also corruption going on here and you guys are personally profiting off of it. And that's exactly right, man. Now, by the way, quite a find somebody made. Trump, over the years, he's been in front of the cameras a lot, so he's had some moments where he accidentally says the quiet part out loud. This is before he was a political figure, but listen to what he says here. This should really, really disturb you. Ready? Here we go.
Find that I do better in bad markets. I buy things in bad markets. And you can't do that in a great economy. You can't buy it. Either you're going to buy it very expensively or not be able to buy it at all. So there's a lot of opportunity, I find, in the bad times.
So what he's saying is, when everything goes to shit and everybody's struggling and like medium-sized business owners and small business owners lose everything, that allows the top 1%, the robber barons, to swoop in and buy everything up on the cheap, right? Buy property, buy businesses, and then everybody's got to answer to us. This is what we've been talking about, man. He keeps bragging about the 1890s. He keeps saying the 1890s were the best time and we were the most rich we've ever been in the 1890s. No, we weren't. Only the robber barons were. That was literally the Gilded Age. We had rampant child labor. We had people living in tenement homes. It was the Industrial Revolution. People were working these horrible, dirty jobs, getting sick and dying young. People didn't have a fucking pot to piss in. There was no social safety net. So the bottom 99% were fuckington, and the top 1% were chilling. And honestly, he likes that. He wants to bring that back. And this is further evidence. If everything crashes, me and all my robber baron buddies could go in there, buy up everything on the cheap, and we own everything, and people are completely dependent and reliant on us. Right? That could be part of it as well. This is straight from his mouth. Right? So they're probably shorting the market. They're probably getting ready to buy up everything, Trump and all of his donors. Right? And then on top of that, I think to some extent he truly is a believer in tariffs. Oh, in the long run, this will work out. No, it fucking won't. Because you're not doing any industrial policy. You're pretending like the free market will just bring factories back here. No, they won't. You need government incentives. You need subsidies in order to do that. And they're doing the exact opposite. They're doing austerity. So, bro, just understand what's happening here. And understand that when you get mainstream-ass vanilla CNBC reporters starting to sound like me, woo, boy, we are getting to a tipping point in this country. And it's going to get ugly. And people are going to be furious, and Lord only knows what happens from there. So, all right, guys, that's the show. I love you all very much. You guys know the drill. Please click like, click subscribe, click that bell icon so you get a notification every time a video drops. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for supporting me on Patreon. Thanks for the tips on YouTube. Thanks for supporting Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. And also, thank you. Go subscribe to Corin's World. We're dropping the Kyle and Corin's over there these days, trying to help a brother out. That's his channel now, and we're going to do KNC over there on his channel, so subscribe to Corin's World. And yeah, that's all I got for you. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.